This episode is brought to you by pastasworld.com, where you can find jigsaw puzzles, coffee and tea mugs, canvas and poster prints, iPhone cases, and more. You can even order custom items with your own pictures. Go to pastasworld.com or the Pastas World shop on Etsy to learn more.
You're listening to I Love This TV Show, The Golden Girls.
Hi, and welcome to the I Love This TV Show podcast. I'm your host, Noelle from pastasworld.com. Each season of this podcast will contain a TV show in full. This means the length of the season depends on the length of the TV show. The first season is, of course, The Golden Girls. The Golden Girls, Season 1, Episode 23, Blind Ambitions. Dorothy is barbecuing on the lanai. Sophia does not like it. Sophia: why are we cooking outdoors? Dorothy: Ma, we're having a barbecue. Sophia: do you know what they call cooking meat over an open fire in Sicily? Dorothy: no, what? Sophia: poverty. Rose comes out, excited about the steaks. Blanche tells a story about a barbecue. Rose says she loved going camping as a kid. Her sister Lily tells them that their father would drive in circles for a while, and they would wind up in the woods behind the barn. Rose never realized this, but the rest of the kids did. This upsets Rose. Rose's sister Lily is blind and has been for about 6 months now. Dorothy tells them that she taught at a school for the blind at one point. Lily says that she chose not to go to one of those schools because she feels it's just a bunch of hand-holding. Rose tells them that she was on the city council for 3 terms and was the first woman in their hometown to have a pilot's license. They then start talking about TV, and Sophia has complaints. Sophia: we don't exactly watch it either. With our crummy TV, we get 2 channels at once. For a while there, I thought Benson was having an affair with Miss Ellie. Dorothy reminds her that they are using the household money to fix the roof and driveway. A garage sale is suggested to raise the money for a new TV. Rose asks if it's legal to have a garage sale if they aren't selling the garage. They start going through their stuff to sell. Blanche comes out in an outfit she wore to Woodstock. It turns out it was just a movie, but she says she and her husband George did make love in the mud after. Rose finds some candlesticks that were her mother's, and Lily decides to put the candles in the alcove without her cane. Then she wants her sweater and decides to go to the room she's staying in to get it. So everyone goes into a frenzy, moving all the boxes out of her way. The next day, Lily is cooking in the kitchen, and the pan catches on fire. She starts screaming for Rose. Both Blanche and Rose come running. Rose puts the fire out as Dorothy comes in the kitchen. Blanche is upset because they could have been hurt. Lily apologizes but gets upset and exits the kitchen. Dorothy and Blanche both think that she should go back to the school for the blind. Dorothy points out that she's not independent until she can learn to be independent as a blind person. Rose goes to her room to check on and speak with Lily. Lily tries to play it down, and then she tells Rose a story about her puppy. Everyone laughed at her puppy because she made her wear a bonnet and matching booties. Rose expresses her worry, and Lily brushes it off. Rose: you're trying to learn to cope with daily life as a blind person. Lily: do you see this dress, Rose? It's my favorite. Rose: it's awfully pretty. Lily: it's my favorite because it's the only one I can clearly remember. I remember what it looks like, and I remember what it looks like on me, and because of that, I wear it all the time. Rose: you'll adjust. Lily: I don't want to adjust. I want to be the person that I used to be. The conversation continues. Rose tries to make Lily see the truth, that she needs professional help. But Lily thought she could make it go away, and she can't. She tells Rose the reason she came to Miami is to ask Rose to come home with her, that she can't do it by herself. In the kitchen, Rose is telling the girls she's going to move to Chicago to help Lily. Rose feels indebted to her for always taking care of her as a kid. Dorothy points out that part of why she is agreeing is out of guilt. Blanche tells a story about George going off to war. She also worked at a canteen factory because she needed dental work. And she met a young man that she was just friends with, but George thought she was cheating on him with his friend. Blanche: that's right. I lost a good friend and a wonderful companion and an excellent lover. Rose: an excellent lover? Blanche: did I say excellent lover? I meant excellent riveter. Dorothy: I can understand how you could confuse the two. Sophia comes in and mentions Lily to Rose. She does not think it's a good idea for Rose to go to Chicago. She also wants dibs on Rose's room. Sophia tells Dorothy to tell everyone how bad off she was after her stroke. Sophia points out that she got better because Dorothy made her. Sophia tells her that if she wants to help her sister, she needs to help her help herself. It's now the day of the yard sale. People are trying to haggle on prices. Sophia yells at one of them. Some Elvis salt and pepper shakers get Blanche telling an Elvis story. Now Blanche throws someone out. Blanche: the king is gone, Dorothy, but we must cherish the things he left behind. His movies, his songs, Dorothy, and his seasonings. Next, Rose chases down a shopper with a teddy bear. It's her teddy bear, Mr. Longfellow. Dorothy wants her to get rid of it. But then, a guy tries to buy a hockey stick, and Dorothy suddenly wants $1,100. It was Bobby Holes. Dorothy tells him to come into the house so she can show him the wood oil she uses on it. Blanche and Rose know something is up because it's not the right material for the hockey stick. Blanche points out that what they are trying to sell has too many memories, and they can't sell the items. Dorothy has an idea, that they each take $20 out of their pockets for a down payment and pay the new TV off on time. Lily comes out of her room looking for Rose. She requests help going from the hall to the sofa. Lily then asks Rose for a glass of water. Rose tells her that she's been there for a week and should know where the kitchen is. She insists Lily get it herself. Rose: Lily, if you can't even get yourself a drink of water, then you're helpless, and that scares me. Lily: how do you think I feel? Rose: well, I think you're scared too, but you won't admit that you need help. Professional help to get on with your life. I have given this a lot of thought, Lily, and I really think it's the best way. Rose makes clear to Lily that she's not going back to Chicago with her. Lily is upset and tries to use guilt again. And when it doesn't work, she lashes out at Rose. Rose is now leaving to go visit Lily in Chicago. The two haven't spoken in 2 months. Rose starts rambling. Rose finally leaves and comes back for her raincoat. Then comes back a second time to give both the girls a hug and a kiss goodbye. Rose lands, and as she disembarks, she thanks the stewardess. She then asks where the baggage claim is. Lily calls Rose's name. She also shows her Becky, her seeing-eye dog. She apologizes to Rose. She also tells her that she went back to the school and she's doing okay. The two make up. But Lily's joke about driving home leaves Rose looking quite startled. And I'll be back after a quick break. Favorite quotes. Sophia: do you know what they call cooking meat over an open fire in Sicily? Dorothy: no, what? Sophia: poverty. Blanche: the point is guilt is a very bad thing. Story over. Sophia: I only have one question. Now that I'm better, why do you still scream and holler at me? Sophia: you want to help your sister? Help her to help herself. Blanche. The king is gone, Dorothy, but we must cherish the things he left behind. His movies, his songs, Dorothy, and his seasonings. Dorothy. What's the use of having a garage sale if we can't part with anything? Dorothy. Come on now, get out of here. You've come back more times than Shirley MacLaine. This is one of those episodes that kind of tugs at the heartstring a little bit. While there's secondary stories in this one, the big story is about Rose and her sister Lily, and Lily not being able to cope with losing her eyesight. Not even wanting to try to cope with losing her eyesight. I can't speak to what that would even remotely be like, but it has to be scary. You have to learn to cope. The school that she didn't want to go to, she did wind up going to in the end, and it helped her to be her again. I don't think she realized that she had invested her identity so much in her ability to see, and she had to learn to be a new way to be herself. But the garage sale, that just cracks me up. Nobody really wanted to sell anything. Their look of relief when Dorothy was like, let's just do a down payment and pay it off on time. That was pretty funny, but I have to admit, one of my favorite lines in this episode is when Sophia's talking about thinking that Benson was having an affair with Miss Ellie. Now, I'm really not sure what either of those shows are because I don't think I ever watched them. I may do a little research just to figure it out. But feel free to comment or email and tell me which shows they were so I can take a look at a couple of episodes. I do find it intriguing, though, how quickly Lily got a seeing eye dog. Because I was under the impression, I mean, at least nowadays, that it takes a while to get a seeing eye dog. It's not like a 2-month thing. It's sometimes a 6-month to a year thing. Because there's only so many that get trained at a time. But I mean, I could be mistaken. Maybe in the 80s, it worked differently than it does now. Of course, there was possibly a smaller population and possibly less people that had vision issues who needed one, and now there's considerably more, so that's why it takes longer. It's like there's a lot of things that get a little crazier and harder to get as populations grow. The Elvis salt and pepper shakers. That's so funny. His movies, his songs, his seasonings. It's like, I know a couple people that are obsessed with Elvis. He was well before my time, but he could sing and I still enjoy his music. I actually have a couple of Elvis albums on vinyl, I think, that were my dad's. I'm not sure. I have to double check because he was a big Elvis fan. And I know that that was a tragic loss at the time when Elvis died. But I also do like the fact that Rose, as Lily's sister, instead of just going with the guilt thing and going straight back to Chicago to help her, forced her to learn to take care of herself again. I mean, if she could learn to fly a plane, then I think she could master life in this situation. She just didn't want to accept it, and that was the biggest issue. I think once she accepted it, and then accepted the help from the school, she had a very different outlook on life. And I like the fact that she wanted Rose to come so that Rose could see how much better she was doing. Because I think after that grease fire with the bacon, Rose was like totally frightened. And it didn't help when suddenly Lily wouldn't even get herself a glass of water. Because Rose looked panic stricken and grief stricken all at once. And she has a big heart, so yeah, I think she was worried that her sister was just gonna starve to death or die of dehydration. Alright, well, thanks for watching this episode with me and have a golden week.
It's been great reliving this episode with you. Please check out the podcast website, anchor.fm/I love this TV show, no spaces. You'll be able to see the show notes and also support this podcast. To check out everything I'm up to and nerding about, head over to pastasworld.com. You'll also find additional content there. Thanks for listening and stay golden.